What's up, YouTube? My name's Elsie, and today I'm going to be going over my Season 2 Bladedancer build. This build is super easy to farm, early to mid monoliths, it's mobile, tanky, heals, and you're always critting with shadow blades, which means you can invest heavily into crit multiplier. I've currently taken this build to around 400 corruption on COF, but it has potential to go much higher. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, first things first, let's take a look at what you need on your gear to succeed. So, like I said, you're always critting, so the first thing we're going to prioritize here are resistances, crit avoidance, and HP. Those are, before you get anything else, I would try to stack these on your gear. You really can look for 2.5 to 3.5k HP in I would say you can get that by corruption level 200 pretty easily. So try to hit that HP threshold with your resistances maxed out before you look into getting damage. If you haven't done this already, go and complete all of your timeline bosses and pick up resistance blessings. Those are huge. Next up, to maximize your damage, this is what you want to get on your gear. Crit multiplier, physical and throwing and melee damage all will scale. Penetration's not bad, leech is pretty good, and mana regen's going to help with your massive mana problem that you're going to have from synchronized strike. After you've got all that sorted out, your idols can fill up gaps in your resistances. I would probably look to swap your idols out every time you swap your blessings. You can also grab extra health on your idols. And the big one that you want on your idols, if you can afford this, physical pen with shadow daggers. That is going to just explode your damage. You will immediately feel the difference, I guarantee it. Alright, next up we're going to look at our weapons and uniques that we can get. Before you get any uniques, your weapons can be the Kris or the Katana. Their implicits have crit multiplier, so that's really good for this build. Other stats you can look to grab are fizz damage. If you go to the side of the tree I haven't, you can scale cold damage as well. So that's totally up to you. I stay with the fizz damage, but I'll show you that on the tree here in a minute. When we're looking at uniques, the biggest unique that I found made a difference in this build was Smoke Weaver. It's a dagger and it decreases your shift cooldown. When you get LP on it, look for crit multiplier and fizz damage. Those are huge. Next up on the uniques, for early monoliths, Woven Flesh can be obtained pretty quickly by killing Abomination, which is the first timeline boss. If you get lucky enough to get LP on that, you can get extra health. And you're going to get 100% crit avoidance on it, which is one other thing you have to get on the rest of your gear so you can go more into damage. It's huge early on. And this is also a really good one, Siphon of Anguish. This ring's pretty easy to obtain. I have a short out about it, actually. You can see the healing on it is nuts, and it has a chance to apply Doom. Anyways, so yeah, check those out. Alright, let's take a look at this passive tree. So, cooldown recovery on shift, absolutely massive. Inflicting shadow daggers here, also huge. This node here, a lot of people run more points in this and don't run any here. That's really your decision. It's kind of like a cull. I highly recommend this node, which gives you mana back when you shift. You're gonna have mana problems, I promise. And lastly, the biggest node here after those, I would say, is auto casting Shadow Cascade. After you shift, you're definitely going to want to pick that up. Alright, let's take a look here at Umbral Blades. So I've tried to make a build work without using these nodes here, but I think these are necessary. It leaves blades out, and once you have this as well, it just continues to stack up those shadow daggers. I think it's really strong. I don't know why you wouldn't run it. I tried not to, but I think it's just really good. This right here is just leaving another blade behind when your shadows expire. You're going to have a lot of shadows. I would say this is overall really good. And then I don't see people running this a lot. However, I really like it. When you use shift, it recalls your blades. It's the only way to recall your blades, but guess what? You have Smoke Weaver, you're shifting constantly, and the recall on the blades still does damage. You also gain mana back. I really love this node. Another thing I mentioned earlier in the video, again, I'm not running this, but I see other people run it, and it just swaps your fizz out for cold. So if you want to get cold damage instead and scale that way on your gear, this is for you. You will be able to apply chill. I don't run it, but it's super strong, and I would recommend it if you have the time to swap out your gear to cold. Alright, let's take a look at our smoke bomb. So, easy nodes to grab, larger area, lasting longer, those are really good. You've got, armor shred around here, super strong as well, that's more damage. You're going to want to grab this, it applies shadow daggers, of course. This is leech. Once you have the ring that gives you leech, you don't really need this, but I still like it. More shadows equals more damage, of course. And I would say the rest of your choices here are kind of up to you. There's a lot of good nodes. You can make your choices. If you sit in your smoke bomb, this stacks up damage. It can make your damage go insanely high with more points in this. I opted for the extra healing. Again, it's your choice. Alright, next up we've got Synchronized Strike. This is a huge source of damage, but it is also a huge source of mana pain. I'm gonna say this at the beginning, right? This node here, Dark Allies, you are going to have huge mana problems when you grab this. I would not grab this node before you have mana regen, and a decent amount of it. I like the Shadow Dagger here. This is more damage, but it, again, costs more mana. The mana efficiency here is really nice. I should probably even swap this for this, because I don't need the health at this point, but there was a point when I did. If you're running swords, this is pretty good. 10% damage per sword. I'm still running a katana with one of my smoke weavers, so that's why I have this node. I would not really recommend running this if you're running daggers, but that's up to you. Bleed chance, larger area. Again, there's tons of nodes. They're all pretty good. It's definitely your choice. I don't really care for the critical strike chance down here because, again, all of my damage is from shadow daggers. So yeah, take a look, see what works for you. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you found any of this helpful, I'd really appreciate a like or a comment. Have a great day.